Kaflower Lay says, tell us the story behind the name of your ipu, Sally.
Oh, Sally is super special. Super special. When I've been making ipu and pahu and the likes for decades, and um, everybody like with ipu heke, everybody, and everybody used the ipu heke as just something to whack off on. Like, bah, seriously? I mean, until I got to Sally. Sally was special. It took years to find her base and a top. And when I put it together, the base, the pool is B flat. And the top, when you cut in the top, is B flat. And the higher octave, just there. And when I sang at that time, I was B flat too. And you put them all together, it has this sound that goes together, and that changed the perspective that the ipu is not just a not just for for timing. Ipu is an instrument, and if you know how to use them, you can make music, and that's the difference. Chant is the perspective of chanting is to sound versus awana and using instruments to make it music, except but the ipu have tones too, and your voice gets up and can create this musical sound in chanting, and that there's nothing like her. There's nothing. She's also my kumu.
Mm.
She's been broken hundreds of times, and you got to put her back together again, including cut her apart and cut out windows inside.
Small kind surgery. Yeah.
Big time surgery. She had hundreds and hundreds of things to fix on top of her. And by doing so, I've learned all the other techniques on how to fix ipus. And today, everybody, throw away you guys ipu. Nothing broke. Throw them away. Just put them in plastic bags, send them to my house. Because now I can make one ipu or ipu heke from all broken pieces of ipu. Just make them again.
Nice. Why did you name it Sally?
Oh, when I was making her, just making, and then I always would hear this song, Sally, my girl, la la la. What's her name? Sally. That's my girl. Yeah.
The ipu is the ipo almost.
Yeah, she's and super couple. So nobody touch her, nobody play her. They carry her, they put her back in a bag, they put her but she only have one player. And she can all halal know her and recognize her. And without her, something is missing. When we have hula classes, sometimes she broke. And you can hear the thing. And when she broke, no sound come out of her. Just and everybody, you see people crying. Like, put her away.
Wow.
And they're tuned into her as well.
Yeah.
So
I got asked a question off the podcast to Maila. Do you ever get jealous of Sally? No. Are there's no issues there?
No.
All right.
So I mean, I can whack you too. You let me whack you. I can whack you.
Maybe stick with Sally.
No.
He's had her longer than I've known him.
Oh, okay. So Sally was there first.
Yeah.
Well, I saw on one of the videos that I found on YouTube that you were talking about how people hit the ipu, and then I don't know if it's traditionally or like historically, you hit the bottom, not the top, because it's like hitting a kid or something.
Yeah. Some dumbass said, the head, and everybody else that has that takes these things literal, that this is a head and this and that. Bro, there's a head of a drum, there's a head of a hammer, there's a head of lots of different things that you actually use to whack things on. But this is the head of an ipu, and it's like this is like a keiki. And you never hit the head of a, and people will get like, what? I'm looking at them, bro. If I put in my kids, they make a certain sound too. If I wanted to make music with them, Let me tell him, I would hit them all over the place to make a certain sound. It has nothing to do with a kid. It has nothing. It is a vegetable. Okay. So anybody else who's listening to this kind of thing, and this is how it was, this and that, you best go. You know, with all of the intelligence in the world, that we failed to find a school of common sense. Just if the sound is produced here, played here. There's epos I play on the bottom because the sound is more, the kani is more beautiful. They are not restricted. Sally is tailored to play on the top. Any place else in her, she's not going to sing for you. But you play her on the top, there's nothing like her. So you can pound any ipo into the ground.
Yeah.
But she's not an acoustic ipo. You got to put her on a microphone. And I have ipos that are acoustic that you just play. And that's the difference. If everything is taken like this and like this, like this, you never put any thought to it. Zero process. Half of these people that talking about ipos and stuff don't make ipo or not ho'opas. What are you talking about? When you can make them and tell me what you're coming up with and why you're coming up with, and sit down next to me, and then when we finish, now tell me what you think. I said, I've been making ipos for 50 years. What you gonna tell me about that?
Yeah. I guess if you're really thinking about it too, I don't know what kid growing up in Hawaii hasn't been hit on the head by their parents. So I guess it adds to your way of thinking. So I mean, that doesn't sound wrong to me.
Yeah, cracks is coming.
Yeah, we all get cracks.
Cracks makes a sound. That's wrong.
Yeah, and that's how we learn.
That's it. So, it comes down to that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have something to say that aren't, maybe should, hum out a little bit longer before you start saying just because this is what I did. This is what I did. This is how my Kumu hula taught me.
Yeah.
My Kumu hula taught me lots of things, not directly, but by saying certain stuff taught me. And I don't say they're wrong. I just say that they didn't do it. Yeah. But they inspired me to do it and created these things. And in the ending, I'm the one who made the ipos and stuff for them. But they never made any. And and that's how I learned along the keep going. When I first started learning stuff like Sally, I went to the Bishop Museum because nobody was teaching anything like that. I had to go look at the stuffs inside the archives and pull out stuffs, and they would bring all these broken pieces of stuffs. And there was no ipu heke, bro. There was only ipu trekes. Three layers of ipus that made the ipu heke. And you didn't see that back then, but that's how it was made. And and eventually, it is what it is. I tried everything in processes of trying to get kipao, something more natural kind of glue, sewing, all kinds of things. And all of it's possible. And then at the ending, after you have a couple of nervous breakdowns of trying to figure out all these kind of stuff, then you start going, hey, that kind of resin and epoxy. Yeah. I don't know. Let's use that because it makes life more simple.
Yeah. Cool.